What is group polarization, and how can we avoid it? Hi, thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about a big idea, because it's Big Idea Wednesday, and the concept today is group polarization. Now, this is a psychology term, and typically it deals with group decision making. And I'm going to talk about the group decision making, and I'm also going to expand it into more than that, how it affects us personally. But an example of this in group decision making is that when we are in a particular group, often the group will decide on something that is more extreme than the average position of the people in the group. Now, an example of this could be, let's say you're an undergrad and you're in a group of vegans and you want to make a poster to put up on your campus to promote veganism. And so maybe the average view of the people in your group is that veggies are tasty and it's better for the environment. But a couple people in the group are a little more extreme, and they talk about how eating animals is wrong and anyone that eats an animal is evil. And that's a little bit more special, right? That's out of the norm. And they get a little more attention by holding those more extreme views. And so what happens is the people that have the average views, their views start to skew to become more extreme so that they can be special too. The group started off and they just wanted to make a poster, and if it was on the average feeling of the people in the group, it would be, veggies are tasty, you should eat some. But upon getting together with the group and it becomes more and more polarized, you end up making a poster that says, if you eat an animal, you'll go to hell. That could be a more extreme example of what happens with group polarization. Now, the term typically has to do with group decision making, but I think we can expand this idea and just talk about how it affects us personally. Let's say you like to knit, and you knit on the bus as you're going to work. And so maybe that's 20 minutes a day, and after brunch on Sunday, you might sit in the park and knit for another 20 minutes. And if all of your friends don't knit, then you're special, and you're the guy that knits. But if all of your friends are knitters, right? If everyone in the group knits, you're not special anymore. And the only way that you can be more special is if you become more extreme. So you would have to start knitting more often. You make something other than a scarf. You find yourself making cardigans and fancy hats and I don't know, maybe a tuxedo. But that's what happens when you're in a group, is the tendency is for people to move more toward the extreme. Now, in my own life, I lift weights. It's something that I enjoy. Most of my friends don't, and so that's unique to me. But if all of a sudden I was friends with a bunch of guys that all lifted weights, well, me lifting twice a week for half an hour or something wouldn't be a big deal. And for me to be special again, I would have to become more extreme. I would have to start lifting more often and getting more into it. I think that's just a natural progression of this idea of group polarization. And that is that when a person is in a group, their ideas tend to shift to the extreme. Now, you see this a lot in politics. For example, let's say you're into social justice and you watch a comedian special on Netflix and he says something that's a little off color. Well, if you were to make a tweet that said, oh, this comedian was a little off color and was slightly stereotypical, no one would care. No one would care at all. You're not special then. But to get attention, you need to move to the more extreme side of the social justice and start saying, you know, this comedian hates women and is a racist and is a homophobe and is horrible and is a Nazi, right? That's what you have to do, and that will get the retweets, that will get the attention, that will make you more special. And that's a natural thing that occurs when you're in a group of so-called like-minded people. Now, how can we avoid this? Well, the first thing is just to be aware of it and know that when you're in a group, you can check yourself. You can think, wow, is this really my opinion, or am I looking for attention? So let me know. Do you think that you have fallen victim to group polarization? Let me know in the comments. Peace. You can help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by clicking the like button and subscribing. Thanks.